creating social media content can be, of course, very difficult, tricky, and it does require a lot of effort. I want you guys to know that AI is more of a platform where it forms a foundation for you. So it gives you ideas, it gives you techniques, ways to get around doing your content, whether that's going to be your video, or it could even be social media content that you create on Canva, or just general ideas. The one thing I don't want you guys to use it for is mainly for copy paste. So use the idea and make it even better, and then have a look at the current trends as well that is going on with social media. Say for TikTok, for example, obviously that's more to do with short form videos, as well as your general visuals, but that's really good for giving you an idea on how you can angle your shots, or you can even ask ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools out there, can you give me ideas on how to take this shot, or what would be the best way to do a POV, which is a point of view. I'll jump into one of our first platforms. The first one we will look at is ChatGPT. Now, this is a really good platform, I would say, especially for a beginner. You don't necessarily need to pay for a plan. You could just start off with the free version. Now, with that free version, it comes with at least 30 odd messages for free, and you can generate up to 5 images as well in one day, and then you'll have to wait for it to refresh again. But I will show you other platforms there that you can use, so maybe you can pick and choose, or pick and mix basically some of the different AI tools that are currently available, especially in 2025. So here we have it. This is ChatGPT. Now, this has been created by a platform called OpenAI, or a company, called OpenAI. Now, this, again, is a fantastic tool to use. The only thing that it can't do, AI, is create its own ideas. You generally have to give it a prompt in order for it to give you a reply or a response. So, just to give you a little bit of a tour on where things are, on your top left you'll have a option to create some chats. Now you'll just see here on the top left, you can just form a new chat. Then you can also open up the sidebar. You can see here within the profile tree team, we've created several different chats already. With the paid for version, you do have the option to create a new project. Again, my purpose for this video is just to give you the free experience. So again, I will show you this at the end of the video, but it's better to focus on the free version first, especially if you're running your business. Best to focus on the free tools that are currently available in the internet. So we'll start off with ChatGPT, as I mentioned. Now, treat every single chat as a brand new person. One chat could be specific for website development. One could be to do with social media. The other then could be to do with back office processes. So what I mean by back office processes is that you could be using it towards content creation, like we're doing today. You could ask it to assist you with certain tasks. So anything and everything that you want to do. It does have an option for you to take pictures, especially on the phone. On the desktop version, you're able to upload images. So just to get started, we of course have our brand new chat here. So we're just gonna click on Ask Anything. It's best to give it as much detail as possible with your first prompt. So give it a general idea on what you do, what your job role is, or what your business is. Give it an idea on what you want, what you're struggling on, where you're not getting engagement, where you're not getting reach, how can you improve it? So it's all those different factors that tie up to create that near perfect prompt. So you'll never ever get the most perfect prompt. you'll somewhat get there. You'll get like the best prompt, if even. I'll start it off. We'll use profile tree as an example. Now, because we already have a website, I'm able to jot that into the first prompt, which I will do. So I'll go ahead and type up the domain name. And then it's also best to hold down Shift, press return. That creates a new line for you. What I'll do here is select tools, and then I'll select web search. And then I'm going to ask it, can you please provide information about my company? Because we've enabled search, it'll just search the web and give us a general idea on profile tree. So it's pulling up images from Google, from Bing, all those different platforms. It's already given us a company snapshot, so who it's being founded by, the headquarters, team size. This is why real business information is very important as well, especially for your website. So if you have moved, you need to make sure that you've updated it, or if you have any changes within business name, then you need to make sure you change it, because where this is pulling this out of is Google Business Profile or Bing Places for Business. It's pulling it out of different search engines to find out exactly what we do, where we're at, and it'll just blast out information for us. So we've got all the information that we need, which is fantastic. So now what I'm going to do here is just disable the search function. And what I'll simply ask it now is, now that you have a better understanding another thing as well, that was actually a good example. Spell mistakes, it's nothing to ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools. If you get the structure right, even if you don't make sense at all, it'll just try to make sense of it. So even if you're just entering in words that are just in your head and you're just thinking about a lot of things there, just jot it in. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. As long as you've entered that prompt or that message into your prompt, ChatGPT or any other AI tool there will try to make sense of it. So there we have it. Now that you have a better understanding on what my company does, can you please provide me a 7-day social media content plan? Now give it your scenario, give it a situation. Now if you have a family, mention that you've got a family. If you struggle with, let's just say, certain tasks or accomplishing, let's just say, that given task for you, especially if you're creating social media content, let it know about that. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. Let's just say I struggle with making engaging content. The problem is I do have a family. Again, we're just giving it a scenario here. And time I have is very limited. Now we're just using having a family as an example. You could be mentioning the fact that you have too many business orders to process, or you're traveling a lot and you don't have enough time to keep an eye on your social media platform. So there's a lot of factors to this. Just literally give it as much detail as possible. Again, just pretend that you're talking to a human. So I struggle with making engaging content. Now the problem is I do have a family and the time I have is very limited. I need to come up with a plan. So that's perfect. So no one has time to upkeep with social media. So again, we're providing that scenario for it. Now, let's just say, the last thing really is okay, perfect. And then we'll probably just add in, so struggling with content, not enough time, willing to buy products to help with productivity for uploading content. And I would just say, I think that about does it. I think that's not too bad. So, yep, that's perfect. We'll go ahead and hit enter in the prompt. Again, if there's anything that you did miss out, don't worry, because you're able to integrate that again anyway, just with the next reply. So now that we've given it that breakdown, so there's the time constraint. We only have 2 hours, team bandwidth, limited support from others, budget, you're open to purchasing tools or equipment. One thing there that I forgot to say was POV, but then again I'll mention that in a wee minute. So what we have here is a 1 month plan, which is great to see. So for the first week there, I could do SEO myth busting, and the type of content I should be doing is text, image, or a short video. Now, by the looks of things, it's saying that the effort level is very low and that I could use the tools Canva and ChatGPT. So there's a couple of examples there. Now, there is a few options there at the bottom where, well, it says there recommended setup, one-time purchase or free. So here are a couple of options that it's given me. And again, say you didn't want to use Amazon, say you wanted to use a different platform and you want to just be a little bit cheaper, you could use AliExpress. Just say, I want to use AliExpress, or I want to use Temu as an example, or maybe eBay for a secondhand use product. Again, there's several different things that you can do with ChatGPT in order to get the best prompt. You can see there, Canva Pro. You don't necessarily have to pay for it for that one, but it is just mentioning it for you. CapCut, which is saying that it's for free. ChatGPT again, which is saying for free. Loom, again, there's a free and a pro version, which is great. So we're seeing everything that we need there. Now, content batching plan, 2 hours weekly. So it's saying here for about 15 minutes, I would say. We are doing pick a theme, see monthly plan, and outline 3 content pieces using ChatGPT. So that's just an example. But now look at this. For that first week of SEO myth busting, it's actually telling us what to do for 4 posts. You don't necessarily need to upload every single day for the entire week, by the way. So if you're looking to purely use ChatGPT for social media content planning, go for it. But I would suggest, if you're creating that digital strategy for yourself, make sure that you're also using comments, or like typing under people's posts as well and commenting on their posts, because that's another way of trying to push your brand name out there. So it doesn't necessarily mean you need to upload 4 times a day. Now, what a lot of people miss out as well is that whenever you do post, you can tell ChatGPT this as well. Make sure that you change up your time every season. So for summertime, it works differently for other areas around the world here. But for Northern Ireland, the summer day, should I say, tends to last up until 9 p.m. So that sun's still staying up there for a long time. And then by the time it hits 10, that's when the sun starts to set. The reason why I'm saying this is because whenever you're planning to upload, have a think about user behavior. Are people coming home from work? Are they having their dinner? Are they sitting outside relaxing and enjoying the weather, or are they sitting at home? Think of the percentage that are sitting at home compared to the people outside of the house. So that's a couple of different factors that you need to think about, as well as creating social media content, which is to think about your timing. So it's all well and good to come up with ideas and use AI to distribute these posts, but you also need to think about the timing of your posts. So that's one key area as well. So You could see that it's given us more ideas as well. So week 2, so website fixes, you can do in 10 minutes. Again, AI is the one that's provided all of this. We have got around 8 posts to do. And it's also even given us a very simple option here, which is just a screen recording. So that means I could jump on my phone, either it's an iPhone or an Android, click on the record button or screen record button, and literally just showcase how I can check my website speed. Or another way I could do it is to use tools like Loom or to use tools like OBS to record the screen and then upload it, just like what I'm doing here with the video. So again, this is what ChatGPT is capable of. Now, it's not, again, just ChatGPT, but all of the different platforms for AI. The way I like to think about it is that all of these AI tools have their own personality. So ChatGPT will be good for one area. There's another platform there called Claw.ai, which is very good for personality or trying to mimic personality. Then you have the likes of Gemini, which would be really good for competitor research. And then you've got Copilot as well, which acts the same way as ChatGPT, but slightly different. So again, I like to think that that's got its own personality as well. If you think about it that way, you know exactly what way you should use that AI tool. How am I going to form my prompt? Am I going to be more structured with it? Am I going to be a little bit more simple with it? So there's multiple ways of talking to AI. With the chat that I've formed here, I've only given it so much information. So this is the only information that I've given it. Thankfully, we have that website, so it's able to pull that out of a search engine and give me that information. So what we're trying to do here is build up this chat. And once we start to build it up, then we'll get a better response. It means then anytime that I'm talking to it, I could just be very quick with my prompt, and it's simple and short. Don't have to go into too much detail. So let's just say, give me a POV idea. So there's another one. It's giving me a content idea, which is POV, you're a business owner who just spent thousands on a beautiful new website, but no one's finding it on Google. So again, that's a really good way to showcase what this business is capable of. What ChatGPT is doing here is targeting expertise rather than just pushing the actual brand itself. Well, it is pushing the brand, but it's also showcasing expertise. So that's a good area for what it's recommended me there from ChatGPT. So again, I could say here, can you list me, just say, give me a 1 month list of content. So again, we have one there, which is POV, you paid $5,000 for a website, but didn't invest $500 in SEO. So there's several different ones there. And again, it's given us 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 or 4. So that's generally a really, really good strategy if you think about it. So that's pretty much how to create a social media plan. Now, what I'm going to do additional to this video is show you how to create content from scratch. Now, what I mean by that is using images for your blog content, or you could even create blogs from scratch as well, as long as you provided the correct information. So we'll go ahead and start with that. So just before we get started with the video, the main thing to know about AI is not to fully copy and paste the content over. So make sure that you proofread it as best as you can. Just double check things before uploading it onto your website or to your social media platform. So that's going to be your main thing. If I were you, whenever you're using an AI tool like this, I would use it as a guide, a way to build up that foundation that you're trying to look for, rather than doing a copy and paste sort of job. So what I'm going to talk you through in this video is how to create content and how AI is able to help out with this. So there's several different platforms out there nowadays. You've got the likes of ChatGPT, there is Claw.ai, and you do have other tools out there as well, like Gemini, Copilot, you even have Perplexity. So there's a load of different AI tools nowadays that can assist you with content creation. The tools that I'm going to showcase here are for free, so do take a look at some of the tools there that you would prefer. Everybody has their own preference. Now, with the first one that I'm going to show you, which is ChatGPT, I would say that this is the go-to AI tool, especially of 2025, and I would say the upcoming 2026. It is very simple to use. Now, one thing to note about AI is that you use it more of a conversational tool rather than using it as a, let's just say, a search engine like Google or Bing. So the way we would go about it, or the method that we would use for ChatGPT, is give it an in-depth prompt. So if you go into detail with what you're asking for, what you need, then you'll get the reply that you want. So again, it's very simple, very easy to use. So simply just enter in your prompt. It'll just have an option there that says ask anything. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and select the tools and select web search. Now, what web search will do is that'll just go ahead and open up the or that'll just search up for the website that you're looking for, or it might even give you some content suggestions or ideas. So if you have any competitors out there, feel free to add their links onto here, because this is what this tool is for, which helps you research your competitors as well as look for new content to use. So again, I'm just going to give it an example. Let's just say, for example, I am looking to do some social media content. So I'm simply just going to say, I need help with social media content, 7-day social media content, 7-day social media plan. So that's one example of how you're going to use this platform. So once you've done that, you want to give it detail about your company. So my company is called Profile Tree. So again, this is just a little bit of a scenario. I have owned this business since 2011. And you don't just have to have a business, by the way. You could use content, or you could use AI for just general content creation. You don't have to necessarily, as I say, have that business or a website in order to do this. If you need it for content creation, it could be other things as well, such as giving you ideas on creating like a piece of work, or helping you with a piece that you're doing for a conference, let's just say. So it's really good for multiple different things. So we'll go ahead and finish off the prompt here. But there you have it, guys. That is a couple of points. Now, if you found the video helpful, let us know in the comment section below. We'd like to know what you think. But other than that, I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you very much for watching.